Tens of thousands of students in England, Wales and Northern Ireland are getting their grades today. For many, university places are dependent on getting the right results, and a lot is hanging in the balance as teachers were left to predict students' grades after all exams were cancelled. Angela Barnes reports.
Across Europe, many students will be feeling the same, that COVID-19 has denied them their traditional milestones, like taking exams and celebrating their last day of school or college together. In England, Wales and Northern Ireland, it's A-level results day, also like no other.
It's one of the experiences you remember, and because of that because of this current situation, we didn't get to experience it. So yeah, we are feeling upset, like me and friends as well, but it's just one of the things that we have to go with the flow now.
Ada and her friends are also worried about their future.
Our first year won't be like a normal first year of university, and it's just worrying for down the line as well, because jobs might change, like how they're employing people and how many staff they're employing and how many people they can keep in an office. So it is a bit nerve-wracking to not know what is going on.
Well, because of coronavirus, grades are calculated based on teachers' estimates, combined with a statistical model that draws on the given school's historical data and the students' past performance. But many pupils and parents say that the system isn't fair.
I thought if you put all your effort into your exams, then you'd get the best and you know that you tried your best. But then now you don't get that feeling.
However, some teachers believe there were few other roads to go down.
It's not a perfect system. I mean, I have to be clear on that. But then I'd also argue that sitting examinations in a hall isn't a perfect system of assessment. So I think that all things considered, what was being proposed and the methods and model that was used is as good as we could have hoped for.
The exam regulator says schools will be able to appeal against A-level results under certain circumstances. And the Education Secretary announced Tuesday that pupils will also be able to reject grades in favour of higher scores from mock exams taken earlier in the year. There will also be the opportunity to resit exams in the autumn. It's all part of the government's last-minute attempt to make the system fairer, as so much uncertainty remains. Angela Barnes, Euronews.
And what about those potential next steps of university? Well, for more, we're joined now by Hilary Gebiabio from the UK's National Union of Students. Hilary, look, exams age 18. Many of those students will now be looking and thinking about university places. Are the universities satisfied that the grades these pupils are going to get will give them an accurate reflection of these pupils' ability?
I think what we really need to see here is that these students have experienced what has been one of the most traumatic and disruptive years of their lives. And I think universities have been very aware of how disruptive that's been. And really the onus has been on the government to provide clarity on what exactly should be fair for students to be going into universities with. And we are disappointed as a body that represents students to see the government not move in ways that are fair for students to be able to feel that the hard work that they've put into their final years before going into university will be reflected in their grades that they will be getting today.
What is it that you think it was unfair? What would be a better way of coming up with a way of categorising students' performance when they haven't been in the classroom and they haven't done exams?
So I think, first of all, we do need to acknowledge that our current exam and grading system is already systemically flawed. It already disadvantages Black students. It already disadvantages disabled students. And so from the first point of understanding it, we need to understand that our system is already flawed. However, in this time of a pandemic, it's so disappointing that the government have chosen to go with the triple lock system to grade students rather than going in the direction.
Just explain what the triple lock system is for us.
So the triple lock system has now given students the ability to use their mock exam grades, if they're higher, as their result, or they are able to resit in the autumn for free, or they are able to appeal. And right now, we can see that that's just not a fair way of assessing these students who have worked so hard, and very often in mock exams, which are not standardized across the sector, teachers often mark students harshly to get them to work harder in the real thing. And so ultimately, it's an unfair system for students to be graded on and to be given an impossible option of choosing something that was marked harshly or marked unfairly.
One of my sisters is going to be opening results today, so I know how unsettling it's been for these 18-year-olds in the UK. There's a real desire, though, from them to know what university might look like when they get there. Will they actually be able to meet in lecture halls? Is everything going to be online? Do you have a bit more of a steer about, come September, when you turn up at university, what lectures, lessons might even look like?
So from what we know, universities have gone with two main approaches. Some universities have chosen to go completely online with their teaching and learning, and other universities have chosen to go with a blended approach of some face-to-face for smaller, more seminar type teaching, and for bigger lectures, they've chosen to go online. And so students are definitely not going to be getting the usual university experience. And I know that universities and student unions have been working hard to shape this to be as beneficial for students. However, without central guidance from the government or the support that universities need, ultimately students are inevitably going to feel let down that they aren't getting exactly what they signed up for.
Thank you very much for speaking to us, Hilary Gebi Ababio from the UK's National Union of Students. Appreciate your time.